Now this does look very different. Welcome along to the 1955 Formula 1 season. Season starting here in Argentina. We start by riding on boards with legendary Italian Alberto Ascari. It's a very, very different type of car to drive compared to anything that we've seen before. I'm also trying out the style of editing my voice to sound like a 1950s radio announcer, and also having the entire footage in black and white. I can assure you that the Lancia that I am driving is bright red. So are the majority of the Ferraris and the majority of the Maseratis. This looks like a very modern circuit. Not precisely as expected. There is a silver arrow. This is a very modern looking version of the circuit. If you remember back with the 1975 season, that started in Argentina. That had a very time appropriate, that had a very time appropriate look to the track, and I wish I had that for this. However, I've decided to go with this particular layout. There is a mod that I have that has multiple versions of this circuit, and this layout is the layout that they used in 1955, so I'm sticking with that. The way Formula 1 worked back in 1955 is basically this is practice, and then fastest from practice will start at the front of the grid. Well, it was anticipated in an 11 race calendar. However, there will be difficulties with that, and it will only be a 7 race season. So what is different about the cars? Alberto Ascari explains. Well, if you are watching from the future and you're aware of how modern Formula 1 cars are, this is very much not like that. These cars are front-engined, so the engine's all the way up there. I've got pretty much no seatbelt, I'm sat very much out of the car, no buttons on the wheel, and it's very much a mechanical thing with this car. That's why I wanted to go with this this car as well. It's fun to go with the top teams and be in a Mercedes or a Ferrari, but come on, you don't hear much about Lancia, and a lot of people forget that they were genuinely in Formula 1. I just got to get. The cars are so difficult. And I can go and change things in the pit lane, and I can adjust things, but I wouldn't know where to start. It feels so different. It feels so different. With practice nearly over, there is just enough time for some of the drivers, including Alberto Ascari in his Lancia, to be able to complete one more flying lap. It's a great start coming up at the final corner. He starts his flying lap. Very different machines to drive these 1955 Lancias. Brakes hold. Scurries very sideways. Don't think the stewards will allow that corner. Which means I think Ascari's qualifying is over. Still right on board with him and showing the rest of the lap. He's currently sat at P2 behind Mike Hawthorn. On to turn 2. slower, longer one. There are two silver arrows and a Ferrari in the gravel. There's heavy braking down to turn 3. Very long corner, you got to balance the throttle. Through the chicane, and then a long left-hander into another even longer left-hander. Catching up to the Gordini in front. Brake all the way down to first gear. Give the other driver a little bump. Now you're coming through. Sure you pass the Frenchman and down to the final corner. Hard braking into the final corner. Power up towards the line. Unfortunately, that lap was not allowed, so he'll be starting in second position. And we welcome you along to the start of the 1955 season and the start of the 1955 Argentina Grand Prix. Mike Hawthorn in his van wall is in pole position alongside Alberto Ascari in second. Gino Castellotti in the fellow Lancia is second. Peter Collins in his Maserati is third. Jean Barrère in the Maserati is fifth. In the van wall is Harry Snell, the fastest American on the grid, ahead of Lance Macklin, who is in the Maserati. Ken Wharton is in the third van wall. He is in 8th place alongside Sterling Moss in the Silver Arrow. John Finch in the Maserati is 10th. Defending champion Juan Manuel Fangio down in 11th alongside his Mercedes teammate Pedro Tafuri. Horace Gould is in 13th place in his Maserati. Maurice Tanganelli is 14th in the lead Ferrari. Carl King in the Mercedes is 15th. Roy Salvadori in the Maserati is 16th. Jose Farina Gonzalez in the Ferrari is in 17th. Luigi Vossetti in the last Lancia is 18th. Andre Simon in the Maserati is 19th. And Giuseppe Ferreira in the Ferrari is 20th. You have Louis Rosser in the final Maserati in 22nd. And you have the three Gordinis, Hernando da Silva, Jean Lucas, and Jacques Paulette. Kenneth McLean, Kenneth McAlpine in the Cognot is in 25th alongside his teammate Jack Verman. It is a 24 lap race. It is quite a short circuit, so 24 laps is not that daunting for the drivers. Away they go. Ascari gets a better go off the line than Hawthorn, but Hawthorn has the inside line. So does Fangio. Ascari's teammate in the second Lancia. They go side by side into the first corner. And Ascari is ahead. But not for long. Ascari still trying around the outside of his teammate. His teammate will now have the inside line into the tight right-hander of turn 3. Ascari has the better drive. They're still side by side, the two Lancias. Ascari goes wide. Ascari trying with all his might, trying to pass his teammate. Ascari faster through the middle of that corner, but slower through the exits, which is an advantage to his teammate. It's a Ferrari in fourth, as there is a Maserati stationary on the grid. Catches a lot of drivers out, including Mike Hawthorn, who Ascari is now alongside. Daring move from Ascari's teammate. It is clear from this racing that aerodynamics is the cause of why Formula 1 becomes a much more boring sport. These cars do not have aerodynamics and therefore are able to race side by side. I have a feeling this battle will carry on for some time, as Ascari tries to find a way past his teammate. Ascari forcing his teammate wide. The two of them fighting is not helping defend from Mike Hawthorn, who is out in the lead. Although everyone does have to slow down, for the Maserati is still stranded on the track. Ascari not as confident on the brakes as Hawthorn. Now that Ascari doesn't have to worry about his teammates, there's a decent amount of space ahead. Already by lap 5, Hawthorn and Ascari are lapping McAlpine. We understand that the driver stranded on the grid is Giuseppe Farina in the Maserati. Despite Hawthorn slowing down for the stricken Farina, Ascari's teammate decides not to slow down at all. Ascari not taking advantage of the van wall slowing down. He's being a sporting chap and actually wanting a good race on his hands. Now Ascari is down to third, behind his teammate. The two Lanciers go really at it. Ascari tries down the inside and then the outside of the corner. His teammate still has the place. Once again, Hawthorn is pulling away. Well, it's pulling away again, pulling up to McAlpine. All of a sudden breaking down the straight to avoid Farina. Ascari almost ends up in the wall. Can the two Italians and the van wall get past the Oculus? They can quite easily. Yellow flags on circuit as there is a Mercedes and the Lancia teammates collide. Warning flags on the track with the stricken silver arrow off the side of the track. Ascari's teammate clearly didn't care. Ascari blasts past van wall of Mike Hawthorn takes the lead. Ascari trying to block from the van wall, but then looking in his mirrors discovers that the van wall has been passed by his Lancia teammate. It's an Italian 1-2. The halfway stage, Ascari trying to get past the French Gordini, while trying to defend from his Italian teammate. almost go 3 wide into turn 3. Blue Gordini spinning a lap down. Ascari's day is not over yet. He attempts to pass his teammate, however the two of them were back on the first lap. Ascari only just getting the car stopped in time, gets bumped from behind. You can't tell if that's the Gordini, the Van Wall, or his teammate. Going around the second corner, and once again his teammate runs into the back of Alberto Ascari, forcing him round. But disaster as the Lancia teammate goes into the stricken Maserati. Ascari is back up to second behind Mike Hawthorn. While Hawthorn tries to lap the Gordini, Ascari takes advantage. Attempting to get past the lapped Frenchman, but Ascari goes too deep into the corner. Car as wide as possible and using the Gordini to his advantage, comfortably gets ahead of Hawthorn. He comes now on to lap 17 of 24. Disaster as Ascari chose to lap one of the green Maseratis. He gets spun around. This allows Hawthorn to catch up. Surely the Italian will have some choice words about the British Racing Green number 44 car of the Maserati. Oh, but the Maserati slows down. Hawthorn and Ascari only just get past. It's lap 20, and it's Mike Hawthorn in the Van Wall, with Alberto Ascari in the Lancia in second. Ascari's tyres are not looking the healthiest. Although if he were to pit now, he would definitely lose any chance he'd have of fighting Mike Hawthorn. Ascari's just got to be very careful on his tyres for the last 3 laps. Because of Hawthorn's cautiousness passing the Maserati, Alberto Ascari gets past. However, Ascari's tyres are very, very worn. It will be a real challenge for the Italian to hold off the Brit. Hawthorn goes down the inside into turn 3. Blocks Ascari, making sure he can't get there. However, Ascari now has the inside to 4. He doesn't brake late enough for Hawthorn to be able able to defend. Once again, the Italian goes side by side through the twisty midsection. A disaster! Ascari goes off into the grass, giving Hawthorn a healthy lead. Ascari can hear his tyres squealing every time he accelerates and brakes. He needs to be very careful with those rear tyres. As the Van Wall and the Lancia approach the first corner, they see a stricken Mercedes on the outside of the first corner. Such a shame for the Mercedes driver, with only 2 laps to go. I believe it's Sterling Moss. It was indeed Sir Sterling Moss, who is now out of the Grand Prix, only 2 laps to the end. Such a shame for the Briton, who had high hopes in his Silver Arrow. Another Briton who was hoping for glory is Mike Hawthorn and his Van Wall. Hawthorn has the Italian of Assetto Corsa right on his gearbox. The 2 enter the final lap. Ascari, being a gentleman, does not want to take advantage of a game glitch. He proceeds to the first corner as if the 2 of them had just driven there without having slowed down. It's been really fascinating to see how these cars behave, particularly compared to modern day machinery. The driver of the second place Lancia has just finished recording the 2022 Alternative Miami Grand Prix, so very, very high-tech, high-downforce machines, and it jumps into something from 70 years ago. It's incredible to know how far Formula One has come. I'm thoroughly enjoying this race and hope you are too, and you will continue to watch for the rest of the season. Coming to the final little chicane area. Gordini hold up Mike Hawthorn in the Van Wall from getting his maiden victory in Formula One. Ascari would certainly like to hope so. 2 of them race towards the line behind the Gordini. And it is Hawthorn who is victorious. So a tremendous victory for Mike Hawthorn in the Van Wall, along with the Italian of Assetto Corsa and Harry Schell in the upper Van Wall in 3rd place. Those are slightly more modern Van Walls, so will probably be edited for the following race in Monaco. Jean Pereira in the Maserati came 4th, next to Luigi Veloceti in the 2nd remaining Lancia, while Manuel Fangio was the first of the Mercedes in 6th place. We thoroughly hope you have enjoyed this broadcast of the 1955 Argentinian Grand Prix. We also hope that you like the new style, specifically for the 1950s. We will see you for the following round in Monte Carlo.